following show contains spoilers for Army of the Dead. They're coming to get you, Barbara.
We could survive that. We could survive that. We could survive it.
Hello and welcome to We Could Survive That, your survival guide to the movies. I'm Jack, and today I'm joined by a man who's ready to command the hordes of the undead. It's Chris.
Do I want to command the hordes of the undead? I don't think I do, because if we're talking in the sense of Army of the Dead, to command the hordes you have to be undead yourself, or some weird zombie-infected thing, and I don't want to do that. You know, I've had a long think about this, and I don't want to command an army of the dead.
Chris, I don't think you're committed to being the supreme leader of the whole wide world if you're not committed to creating an army of zombies that will bend the world to your will. I don't think you're into this world domination thing.
I have been having second thoughts since, taking over the world. Once we took over 75% of it, and I was thinking, this is getting a bit much now. There's a lot of work to do. I don't really want to do the rest, so I've slowly been relinquishing the world back to itself.
Yeah, it's not much fun, is it? There's a lot of paperwork when you run the world. There's too much to do. Shall we just go back to doing a small podcast? There's far less paperwork and less hassle and, controlling armies of zombies. Should we just do that instead this week?
Yeah, okay. I'm with you for this one. This week anyway. Okay. Until we get bored of doing this and we go back to the controlling the world again.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
Or just one city in this case.
Yeah. So Army of the Dead then, Chris. It's a new Netflix film directed by our Lord and Saviour Zack Snyder, I guess. He's doing... according to some people, he's going back to his roots and doing some zombie shenanigans, Chris, and quite frankly I was looking forward to this more than I was the Snyder Cut of Justice League, and I was not disappointed because this is everything that I expect from a Zack Snyder film. How about you? Did you enjoy punchy crunchy bloody zombie munchy crunchy action?
I did enjoy it. When you say everything you expect from a Zack Snyder film, this is not what I expected from a Zack Snyder film. Because many a times have you told me Zack Snyder just does dark, brooding films and makes no jokes. Whereas this film was actually quite colourful. And whilst there were some sort of upsetting moments, there were also quite a lot of jokey moments. And this was more of a light-hearted approach to zombie movies, which I enjoyed. I thought this was very good. It's probably the best zombie film I've seen in a new one anyway in a long time, because all the other newish ones I've been seeing have not been that good at all. So this was refreshing. When I first saw it coming out, I was excited for it, and I was not disappointed at all. Yeah,
I do give Snyder a hard time, although that's probably because I don't know his work that extensively. It's mostly the DC stuff, and that's all kind of dour. But it just shows that there's more to Zack Snyder than just we'll set everything in a dark, rainy evening and then we'll have Henry Cavill shout at Ben Affleck and then they'll punch each other for unknown reasons. But it's a simple plot, Chris. Casino owner wants some hired guns to go into Las Vegas, which has been overrun with zombies, to get some money. There's a couple of double crosses and they've got a time limit because the president's going to send a nuke at Vegas and blow it up to stop the zombie infection. Very simple. It's essentially the same plot as Resident Evil Apocalypse or whatever it was that we did last week. And it's done well. It's shot well. It's acted very well. Batista gives a good performance, and so does everybody else. Fantastic stuff. Zombies. You get two kinds, Chris. You get your garden variety shuffler zombies, and you get your 28 weeks later angry fast zombies. Did you like the mix? You're the zombie aficionado. Do us a zombie tasting, like a wine tasting. What's the bouquet of these zombies? How do they smell? What dish would they go best with? Do they go well with fish?
Jesus, they're just zombies, man. I mean, first off, 28 weeks later, they're not really zombies, but we're going to get into that. Let's just do it. Yeah, so there's two sets of zombies in this film. Your normal, your shamblers, which are your classic ones. Well, I mean, they don't actually walk in this film. They do run. So all the zombies run in this movie. But you've got these shamblers, which are sort of the stereotypical dumb zombie. And then you've got what they call the alphas, which are the intelligent zombies who have actually established a hierarchy. They're faster, they're stronger, and they're able to command the lower down zombies, which I really liked. I like it when you get these smarter, more intelligent zombies because it worked when they first did zombie films just to have all of them walking and dumb. That was fine. But they keep repeating it as it goes on. So you need to spice it up. So having smarter zombies is always fun. I like that. I also like how the origin of the zombie is just basically it was being transported from Area 51. We don't know why. We don't know anything about it. There's a lot of fan theories about aliens. It could be robots. I don't know if you've seen that as well. There's a big fan theory about how some of the zombies were robots.
Yeah, we'll talk about the robots in a second. I also like that the guys in the truck were doing what people do on the internet, speculating about what's in the box. Is it an alien? What is it? Is it a piece of a ship? It could be a weapon or anything, and it turns out it's a zombie. I like that. It was some great banter in the truck. That crash scene, though, for that to happen, it means that 3 drivers had to not be paying attention, and we get a reason for why 2 of them were. One of the drivers had just gotten married and was getting shall we say, familiar with his new blushing bride. The Humvee at the front of the army convoy that was carrying the zombies, they were distracted by fan theorying about what's in the box. And then there's the truck that's actually carrying the zombie that didn't move out of the way when the car with the happy couple veered into them. So what was happening with those people? Why were they distracted? Was he on his phone? Was he playing... What's a relevant game that you play on your phone?
I mean, the driver of the truck can be distracted for any reason, or just simply wasn't paying attention, or maybe their eyesight's bad. They couldn't tell that this civilian car that's traveling on the other side of the road had swerved over slightly.
Maybe his eyesight's good, and he saw that there was some funky time going on, and he was like, "Ooh, get a better look at that." Maybe he's a pervert.
Maybe so. Do you know what? I actually, when this film finished, I was thinking back about it, and I thought about that opening scene of the convoy and the crash caused by this couple because the guy's swerving over. And I thought that his new wife just gave the world's most dangerous blowjob.
Yeah.
Like, literally, her oral sex ended an entire city and killed thousands of people.
It's not good. It's not a happy ending.
So there's a fun way to assess the move it up perfectly, doesn't it? The most dangerous blowjob ever. You get a nice time for the rest of the movie's going to be like.
Yeah, it is rather more lighthearted than some of the Snyder films that I have been accustomed to. Mostly courtesy of the helicopter pilot that we don't get a lot of her, but she's in it enough.
Which, interesting enough, I'm not sure how true this is, but I did read somewhere a lot of her scenes were filmed wherever, and then she was CGI inserted into the film.
Yeah, that is true. They spent millions putting her in. I don't have the actor's name up, but the guy that they initially had, allegedly he did some not good things and he had to be removed from the film. So I think Bautista in an interview said that he hasn't actually met her because, again, they weren't on set together.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so not really there, but you didn't seem to notice. I knew that she wasn't there, and some of her shots were a bit blurry, but it didn't take anything away from me. What did you think of the crew and the heist element of it?
I liked all of it. I didn't even question why this Tanaka, who is Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, by the way.
Yeah.
And I didn't even question why he wanted these $200 million back from a vault locked in his casino. Because he even says when he's recruiting Bautista, and he's like, I've already been reimbursed by the insurance company. I've got the money back, but I want you to go get it anyway. So I just assumed, oh yeah, he wants $400 million rather than $200. At no point, not until it revealed, did I go, oh, he has an alternative motive, and he actually wants the head of a zombie. Because in this, your brain's not destroyed, but you decapitate the zombie and it's alive, and you can use it to make more zombies. And that's probably worth a whole lot more than $200 million.
Yeah, but the $200 million as well, that's a cherry on top of the zombie cake, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so, but he's also not going to be that hurt if he doesn't get it. And so when he recruited Bautista, he's like, yeah, I want it. And I was like, yeah, I believe him completely. I trusted Tanaka. I trusted Scorpion. At no point did I think, oh, he's been a bit dodgy here. So I liked him, and then I liked the rest of the crew and that lot. All the characters were quite funny. The Dieter, the German guy, the safecracker, he was very funny. I like the guy who specialises in headshotting multiple zombies with one bullet.
I have questions about Bautista's recruiting of people to join this little crew, because he's got his friends from the army, and then he obviously needs a locksmith, and then he just goes on YouTube and finds a guy that can shoot zombies. I wouldn't trust anything that I found on YouTube because it's probably all fake, or you'd probably get some like a poser that's just, oh, look at me, I'm shooting zombies, but it's actually deep faked or something like that. I wouldn't trust any shit that I wouldn't. If Batista came to us and said, hey, you guys do a podcast and you survive shit, I want you on my team, I'd go, Dave, listen, buddy.
Dave, just listen a minute.
You've listened to the podcast. We just talk a big game. If you dropped us in Vegas, like parachuted us into Vegas, we'd end up like that guy in the opening credits, just slowly descending into a horde of zombies with a handgun and then being splattered on the parachute.
Yeah, what are they thinking when doing that? I assumed he had to bail from his helicopter or whatever because it was crashing, because I can't see why they would actually parachute in like that.
Why would the helicopter be crashing? Everywhere. The opening credits is great because it tells a little story within a story. It's like the shit that Batista and his team went through during the outbreak, and there was a character that they follow quite closely, and then they kill her off in the credits, which I thought was quite a nice touch. But yeah, they didn't need to send... I mean, they needed to send people in there to get civilians out, but why would they parachute them in? Also,
exactly.
They could have sorted it out with drones, but that's nitpicking, but it was some good... Snyder does good opening credit. Sometimes I didn't like the opening credit work on the Snyder cut because it was basically Superman's death rattle. So every time it cut to a different thing, it was like, Doomsday stabbed me. The credits in this, the openings, was some top-level storytelling. So, well done. I liked it. Zeus.
Yes, well done to Snyder. This is an original story by him as well, isn't it?
Oh, just him, or did he have any help?
Well, no, he obviously had other people doing it, but I don't think he's taken the storyline from any comics or video games or anything like that.
No. I was going to ask you, I was going to save it for later, but because you know more about zombie shit than I do, the Of the Dead, how many of them are linked? Because Snyder's done remakes of Dawn of the Dead and things like that. How many of them are connected?
They're actually, set in the same universe?
Yeah, or is it like an anthology of zombie-related...
The only ones that I know that are 100% connected to each other are, it's Diary of the Dead and Survival of the Dead. Those two are linked because you got the characters in Diary of the Dead and they meet some army dude, and in Survival of the Dead is these army dudes that they met, their story. Other than that, I don't think of the Dead series. I don't think any of the other ones are actually connected.
Okay. To be an Of the Dead, do they have to be like licensed by Romero or anything like that? Or the Romero estate?
I've got no idea, to be honest with you. I know that he lost the Living Dead, the rights to use, of the Living Dead, didn't he? Because they split after the first film, him and the guy he made it with. So I don't know if they had to license Of the Dead or whether you can just use Of the Dead for anything.
So could we do podcast Of the Dead, the movie, where we are asked by Dave Batista to go with him to Vegas, and we go, look, Dave, we can't. We told you. We talk a big game.
But then we do go with him, and whilst they're running around shooting in that lot, and you got everyone slaying these zombies in cool ways, we'll be standing there going, oh, if we'd done this, we could survive it. Oh, if we'd done this, one of them's getting their throat ripped out and be like, oh, if they'd gone that way, you could have survived it.
We're on the shipping container wall on sun loungers with tequilas and mojitos and things, and we don't hear the update that the nuclear bomb's being dropped today rather than tomorrow, so we get blown up. That's how our little adventure would end.
Yeah, just sitting there as the missile comes down and go, oh dear.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit, it explodes. I have some issues with the shipping container wall that they used to seal off Vegas with to keep all the zombies in.
I thought it was good. It shows that they're flying by the seat of their pants, so they've got to use, shit, we need to contain this somehow. What's the biggest and quickest thing that we have access to? Shipping containers. It makes sense to me. Why don't you like it?
Well, the shipping containers, did they have stuff in them? Because if not, and they're empty shipping containers, and you've got the zombies and you've got the alphas, surely the alpha could lead a horde of their undead, and enough of them push against shipping containers, they would collapse.
Well,
another issue that I've got is we know the virus infects animals. We see an undead horse and an undead, is it a tiger?
Yes.
Or a leopard or whatever it is.
It's a tiger. It's definitely a tiger. Zack Snyder's seen zombies. He knows what he's doing. He saw the poster of zombies. And he's like, I need a zombie tiger in my movie. I'd pay good money to see Zack Snyder direct a Zombies 3. But like with this level of budget, I think it'd be sick. Because the tiger attack on the head of security guy was pretty good. It was elongated as well. I quite like that this film, it doesn't overdo it. So there are some nice characters that you're rooting for and you don't really want to see die. They're killed. They're definitely killed, but you don't see it. But the dickhead, you get to see his death and it's really prolonged and messy and gooey. It's not mean-spirited in some ways, is what I'm getting at.
It's not mean-spirited.
Yeah.
So
worse.
guy getting his face ripped off by an undead tiger.
Yeah, but he deserved it. He screwed them all over by killing the queen zombie, didn't he? He incurred the wrath of Zeus. But, you know, Dieter, you know when he locked his buddy in the vault that he was going to be pulled apart by Zeus the zombie. There was no way out, but we didn't need to see it. It's way worse to just imagine him, like, cowering in the face of this giant monster, and there's nothing that his buddy can do because his buddy's in a vault.
Locked away in a vault, yeah, which is pretty horrific, actually, because if you're locked into a vault, and, I mean, a nuclear missile's coming to destroy it, so that's fine, you're going to get out, but if the missile hadn't come down, he just would have suffocated in there.
Yeah, I mean, his survival is questionable. Vander Hose, that's who we're talking about. He has a punch on with Zeus, the lead zombie, because he gets bit. Does Zeus bite him? I can't remember seeing it in the fight, although he must have done.
Yeah, you don't actually see the bite happen. He has the fist fight. Van has the fist fight with... you say Zeus. I didn't know the lead zombie's name was called Zeus.
Yes.
But fair enough. I like that. That's the name. So they're having a punch up, and there's a dramatic bit, isn't he, where Zeus grabs Van's arm, and then he's going to bite it, and then Dieter comes in and saves him. But the bite must have happened at some point. Whether it happened from Zeus, I don't know. I mean, Van could have been bitten by... There's a point where he's going up and catching zombies and using them to try and set off booby traps on the way to the vault. He might have been bitten then.
No, I reckon it must have been Zeus. It's great that he does the whole, maybe it's a time loop thing and we're destined to make the same mistakes over and over again. And in a way, they do make the same mistake because he gets bit. He's obviously going to be a super strong, smart zombie.
Alpha, yeah.
Yeah, he gets on a plane and then he realises too late that he's got infected and the cycle begins again, Chris. So in a way, man is the real zombie because they keep making mistakes.
Do not start this nonsense again.
But you see what I'm saying? He is kind of in a time loop, but just...
Not a traditional time loop.
Same shit, different place. Mexico City, Chris. Oh dear, lots of zombies in Mexico.
Army of the Dead 2, going to be great.
Well,
Snyder said he's got ideas for Army of the Dead 2, but Netflix hasn't greenlit anything for it yet.
Well, they have greenlit an animated series coming out. I don't know when, but it's kind of a tie into this, and will explain, apparently, some of the robot zombies that were in the film, Chris, because there were robot zombies.
Are they robots, though? Have they actually been confirmed as robots? Because at first... When I saw them, there's a scene...
Chris, I said yes. They're robot zombies.
They're definitely robot zombies, are they? Okay.
Snyder was teasing, like, things that weren't traditional zombies. And they are, because there is a bit where a zombie gets shot in the head. First, it looks like it's a skull, but it's metallic. And it's got blue eyes. And a few of the other zombies, if you catch them in the right light, they've got blue eyes and things like that. But they are... robots. None of the characters address that they're robots in the film, but they are obvious enough that you go, what is that? And apparently we're going to get some answers to them in the animated anthology or whatever it was, whether they're plants by the government to learn more about them, or I don't know, aliens, or wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff, or maybe Zeus built some robot fucking zombies, who knows?
Well, is Zeus a robot then? Because at the end, when Batista shoots Zeus in the head and he pops, he's got the blue blood stuff, which is what these other robot zombies had.
Yeah, I don't think he is, because spoilers, Zeus can apparently get his dick up, even though he's dead and apparently not being able to pump blood around his body. He can pump it to his dick and get a lady zombie pregnant, and that lady zombie fetus glows blue a little bit, so maybe that's just a side effect of the dosage of virus that he's got. Do you reckon it is alien related?
It's hard to say, isn't it? It's when they transport Zeus from the start of the film, they're coming from Area 51. Area 51 famous for supposedly having alien technology / alien bodies, all that lot. So
and a great selection of ice cream.
And a great What the hell? Where did you get that from?
It's just one of those things, Chris. You go for
it's just one of those things that you know.
You go for the aliens, you stay for the ice cream, Chris.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So there's a chance it could be aliens, or it could be some sort of super advanced technology that the government wants hidden. It could be anything. So I like the little setup saying it's from Area 51, but we're not going to explain what it is or anything, because it keeps you guessing, because it could literally be anything. And it makes you want more, and I definitely want a sequel to this film.
What do you feel about zombies being able to have sexy time and make little baby zombies?
I'm okay with that. Yeah, I mean, when it was revealed she's pregnant, and I was sort of watching, I was going, "Ooh, they had nasty zombie sex."
Ugh.
That's fine. That's fine. We don't know enough about this virus to say it's a zombie in traditional sense. That okay, they're established they are undead. They die and come back to life, or they're reanimated, but do their organs work? Their organs might work. We don't know that. We're just assuming that they're dead inside, but maybe the heart beats, there is blood pumping around, all that lot. Because, I mean, when the zombies get shot and explode, they've got fresh red blood coming out of them. There's not, like, dried blood or anything, or, like, dust pouring out of them, is it? It's all fresh and red. So if it's red, it's got oxygen coming into it, so they must be breathing. So maybe their internal organs do work fine. I mean, the female zombie, the queen one, hers must work, her womb must work and stuff for it to have even if it's undead, a fetus growing in there, surely.
Or maybe Snyder thought, yeah, red blood is cool, so let's just throw a bunch of red goop at the screen.
Well, I mean, yes, there's that.
I'm a little upset that we didn't get anyone fighting the zombie tiger and killing it.
Well, I mean, that zombie tiger is definitely dead. It would have died in the nuclear explosion regardless, but...
You're telling me you don't want to see Dave Bautista fight a zombie tiger?
That would have been funny, like a fist fight against the tiger. I would have liked that, but yeah, that doesn't happen, unfortunately.
That is a little sad. Do you reckon anyone in real life could fight a zombie tiger? I mean, a real tiger's scary enough.
But a zombie tiger? I mean, I don't know, because... even if you could fight the tiger normally, assuming you usually get fists, and you punch the tiger in the face and it cuts your hand, you're like, oh shit, am I infected now? You're just going to change anyway.
Yeah, I mean, scratches don't infect people. It's just purely bites, I think. It's traditional zombie.
It's going to be the saliva and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. We're doing strictly traditional zombie rules and not a drop of blood in the eye turns you into a rage monster. So, watch or don't watch this film, Chris? I think it's pretty obvious that we both enjoyed it. It tickled both of our fancies.
Yes, exactly. It's a big fat watch. It's a very good film. It's very refreshing to have a decent zombie movie that also has good amounts of comedy, and it has you rooting for certain characters and stuff like that. If you can overlook some plot holes and stuff, which actually, yeah, that's the one I wanted to mention about the animals being infected. Surely in Vegas there would have been zombie rats who definitely would have got out through the shipping containers and would have started biting people, but that apparently has not happened.
No, I reckon rats and stuff, they probably would have gotten out of Dodge. I reckon that Zeus was mainly focused on turning people into zombies, and the fact that he doesn't organise them to try and escape Vegas, I think, is because it's like Lily says, this is his kingdom now. He's carved out a little slice of home for himself and he's settling down in Vegas.
Okay, so he's got no aspirations of spreading the zombies everywhere else.
No, I think the Shamblers would quite happily just carry on wandering about if they could. But yeah, Zeus is quite content with the little home that he's got for himself. Oh, watch. Anyway, I should say I quite liked it too, so give it a watch. There are things that it teases as well, like the zombies, the Shamblers that dried out coming back in the rain.
I was so looking forward to that. I was going to mention that when they say about these zombies, like you just said, that have dried out. Oh, when it rains, they come back to life for a little bit. So I was thinking, there must be, towards the end of the film, is there going to be like a huge storm, big-ass downpour, loads of zombies sitting up? Snyder decided, no, I don't want no storm or gloomy evenings. I just want this all done in daylight.
Well, it looked good. I liked the sunny aesthetic. But yeah, as soon as the countdown timer changed from a day and a bit to a few hours, I was like, okay, we're not going to get the rainy zombie stuff, because I thought maybe that they would get trapped in Vegas because it rains and all the zombies on the perimeter reanimate and they're penned in, basically. But no, it was pretty good. I like that also everyone that went into Vegas for money did not come out alive, and that the only person that went in for noble reasons to find someone was Dave Bautista's daughter. What is Bautista's character name in this? It's something Ward, isn't it?
Scott Ward.
Scott. So, the most action name, Scott.
Well, you're going to have soldiers who are called Scott, aren't you? It's not every soldier who fights zombies is going to have these amazing names and stuff like that, are they?
I know, but it's very
have normal names. Scott doesn't suit him, but
oh no, he looks like a Dave Bautista, doesn't he?
He looks like a Bautista. Yeah, he doesn't look like a Scott. But
no, he acts well though. He does the father-daughter chemistry well. I like his glasses. He's obviously a soldier that's seen some shit, but he's also getting on a bit, and he's wearing the glasses to read stuff as well. How long was the time gap between the opening credits and them deciding to blow up Vegas with a nuke?
I'm not sure if it does state, because I'm not entirely sure, but the fact that it took so long to blow Vegas up as well, because they had problems with like human rights groups and stuff. But these are undead. These are zombies. What group wants to keep these zombies alive?
No,
just blow them up.
I don't think it was the zombies. I think it was the people in the essentially refugee camps that had nowhere else to go. They were out of Vegas, but they were just keeping them there for to be tested and stuff like that. I think that's why. I don't think they were for the zombies. I would imagine that they were sending in various search parties to look for more survivors and stuff. I don't think anyone was protesting to keep the zombies alive. There might have been, but they were going to blow them up because those sons of bitches ate Vegas, didn't they?
They ate Vegas.
They ate
is that
big
a good
apple.
thing?
Vegas, the biggest apple of all, Las Vegas.
There was something else I was meant to mention to you, and what do you think of the when the group goes in and their sort of guide of getting them in, Lily, who which when I first saw her, I had to do a double take. I thought it was Jennifer Lawrence. I'm not going to lie. I saw it. I was like, oh my god, is she in this? And I was like, hang on, that's not Jennifer Lawrence. When she takes a group in, she invites a security guard from the sort of quarantine camp around Vegas, who is revealed to be quite abusive and creepy towards the women in the camp. And so she asks for him to come along as well, and shoots him in the leg, ties up his hand. They use him as like a sacrifice to the queen zombie. Almost like it's like a deal, isn't it? Like, we'll give you one of our guys, you leave us alone on the outskirts, and we're not going to interfere too much. What did you think of that?
I thought it was good. I mean, he was a dickhead, and I knew as soon as she invited him that he was not coming out. That he was either going to be used as a distraction or something like that. I didn't think it would be as straight up sinister as what it was, that Lily had been around the zombies long enough to know that you can make a deal with them. But no, I thought it was good character work that, yeah, she would know these sorts of things because she has been in under the radar for quite some time, and she would know that maybe, yeah, you could make a deal with some of these zombies. Maybe in time you could, play a round of poker with them, given enough time.
No, I mean, maybe, but I don't think Zeus would be down for that. But what's more sinister about that is for Lily to know that she would have seen it happen before, and quite possibly has done it multiple times in groups that she's taken in. She takes in 4 people, for example, 3 come back out, and she's like, if anybody asks, you don't know what happened to them, but I sacrificed them.
No, she does say at the beginning she doesn't usually go this far into Vegas, so she's seen it from the outskirts. She said that she's never done it. She might have been lying, but I believe that she tends to stay away from the Alphas territory and stick within the Shambhala places, because the pickings for money would probably be less, but it would be safer. And the further into Vegas you go, the more dangerous it is. But there is that tempting money, cash, dollar bill that is there. But yeah, no, I think she's an honourable person, or at least wants to be more honourable, and she makes the sacrifice and gets speared, and yeah, she dead.
Yeah, she definitely did. And you know what the thing is, Batista's daughter in this, she comes in there just to help try and save these three people that went in with the Coyote, this woman that takes people in who got left behind. She just wants to go in, like you said. She's the only one that survives this. She didn't go in for the money. She wanted to save these people. But she didn't save the people. She managed to get one out who, and then I'm assuming, died in the helicopter crash at the end.
Yeah, but she went in for the money, Chris. I know it was for noble reasons to try and get her kids out of these refugee camps. It's hard. She was in a bullshit situation, so yeah. They didn't give her much service, though, in the helicopter crash. They showed the pilot had died, but they didn't show anyone else's corpse. I mean, it was getting to the end of the film, and they had to do the dramatic Dave Bautista's going to turn into a zombie and he's got to be shot before he infects everyone, because Batista as a zombie would be an imposing force.
Alpha Zombie as well. Be going around doing WWE moves and everybody.
Yeah, well, funny you should say that, because in order to promote this film, WWE did a lumberjack match, but with zombies.
That's good that Batista still has these ties to wrestling, that they're like, yeah, we'll do it. Or do you think Batista said to him, like, I've got a new film coming out, can you do this? I'll pay you to advertise it.
I think it was Batista said, hey, I've got a new film coming out, can you do something to promote it? And then the WWE people went, I know what would be a really good idea, zombies in a wrestling match. And then I think Batista went, maybe you want to do something else? And then they went, nope, zombies.
Well, I mean, I didn't see that wrestling match. I don't watch the WWE or anything like that, but did you see it? Was it a good promoter?
Look, I thought it was funny. Other people on the internet probably didn't think it was funny.
Okay.
Because other people take their wrestling very seriously. Zombies, Chris, are not serious. They're silly.
Are they silly, though? I mean, they can be pretty terrifying.
I mean, if we ever see, I think, who lost? The Miz. The Miz lost and he was eaten by zombies. If we ever see The Miz again, then I'm calling bullshit, because canonically in WWE, he was eaten by zombies. So he's gone, Chris. If I ever see him again, I'm calling bullshit.
I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know who these wrestlers are.
That's fine. He was WWE champion twice. It's fine. The Miz would make a good Johnny Cage.
What?
In Mortal Kombat.
I don't know who this is, and why? I thought he was going to say Army of the Dead 2. Like, no, good Johnny Cage, actually. No, Mortal Kombat 2.
He would have been a good Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat 2, but he was killed by zombies. I saw it, Chris, with my very own eyes.
Oh, so it must be true then. Imagine if it was real. And they created genuine zombies for this WWE match, and everyone just thinks it's, acting.
Yeah, no, it was real.
It was real. And then we're going to get Wrestle of the Dead.
Yeah, Vander Ho, he went to WWE, created all the zombies, and then that was it. That was actually Army of the Dead 2, Chris. It was a 10-minute wrestling match.
I do want to know what Snyder's ideas are for it, because he said he's got some quote-unquote insane ideas for Army of the Dead 2, but he's not giving anything else away.
Of course. Although that's like Snyder's go-to for everything. He's like, you won't believe what I've got installed. Nobody wants me to do this shit because it's so insane, and I'm going to do it, and it's going to blow your socks off, baby, and it's going to be awesome. And fair dues, zombie tigers are an interesting and novel concept, but me and you, we watch schlock like zombies. So it's not... It looks better, a lot better in this film, but it's not a new concept to us. But yeah, I'd definitely watch another one, and he can go as crazy as he wants. And I will actually, for a change, be watching whatever animated spin-off Netflix do to supplement Army of the Dead, because I am interested in what the hell the zombie robots were doing in there, and whether it's, actual good world building or Snyder just going, zombie robots, and then not having a clue what to do with them after he's thought of smushing zombies and robots together. Is there a good, tangible, interesting story reason for it, or is it just a kid smashing two of his toys together and going, look, it's a zombie robot tiger with squid arms?
Oh my god, that sounds terrifying. But maybe the zombie robots were an idea he wanted to expand more, and then he couldn't do it. So he's like, I'm just going to hint at them, and then if the second one gets greenlit, or the animated series, I can expand in on there. I hope he's got a backstory for them, because he made them prominent enough. I don't know how many times you saw them, but I picked up on 3 different. There's the ending scene. Scene when the zombies running towards the vault and his head explodes, and then one near in the swimming pool in the Olympus. Those were the 3 robots I saw.
Yeah, I don't think Zeus was a robot. I'll get that out of the way, because he was shot through the head and it wasn't metallic. I think the blue glow was just like bioluminescence from whatever they'd juiced him up with. So I don't think Zeus was a robot. Survival tips, Chris. Are there any deaths that you, from your position on the shipping container walls, sipping a margarita, go, I could survive that?
Well, I mean, there's one that I knew. I'm going to do a reverse. There's one that I know I definitely wouldn't have survived for as long as a person did when they found themselves in that situation, which was the first casualty of the film when the gang are making their way through the hibernating zombies. They've got to separate themselves out quite a lot to go through quietly, so they leave glow sticks down, don't they, so they can follow through. And then the last character, I forgot her name, the guy that's going to betray them all knocks a glow stick, so she goes off a different direction and comes to a dead end, and the zombies have a very tense scene. I thought she handled it very well, silently taking out zombies and then fighting her way out to the very end before dying. Sheer panic would have overtaken me. I would have just curled into a ball and started crying in the dark. They would have heard me and eaten me.
Well, it's all right, Chris. If Dave comes to us again, like I said, I wouldn't make you go through that, because I know that you're a sensitive soul. Look, I'm surprised that they were so separated, that there was that much distance between everyone. You'd think you'd want to be at least eyeballs on with everyone, especially the guy that nobody trusts in the film. No, everyone's sus of him. So it's kind of, I'm amazed that there was that much distance between everyone. But I like that. I thought we'd seen the last of her when the door got locked and she was trapped in that room, and then she just crashes through a window, guns are blazing. I thought that was great. I was like, I'm never going to see her again. Oh, there she is.
Now, what's interesting from that is she's gone from certain death to when she crashes through the window, the rest of the gang sort of see her. She could have survived then. She was up, she was shooting. Now, is it Guzman or Gunsman? Is the guy she came with, he specialises in headshotting zombies with one bullet.
Well, and his YouTube channel pretends that he does. Just like our YouTube channel pretends that we're good survival people.
Oh, fair enough. Well, he's watching. Now, he watches for a good while before he then tries and shoots one zombie to help her. If he'd started shooting those zombies immediately, I think she could have got out of that and rejoined them.
Well, the thing is, aiming, Chris, takes accuracy, and when there's a friendly target, someone that you don't want to kill, and they're being mobbed by zombies and shaking her around and stuff, you want to be careful not to take a shot and accidentally shoot your friend in the head. So I can understand his hesitancy, because that is a messy situation of limbs and heads and squidgy bits that are prone to being killed by bullets. So I can understand his hesitancy. But things that you could actually survive, Chris. We know what you couldn't survive, okay? You're a weak man, but any things that you could survive. Dieter, for example, we don't actually see what happens to him. Let's imagine for a second that he comes face to face with Zeus, and how would you punch up with a super intelligent zombie that can wear a helmet?
Apologise. You're not going to beat him physically, are you? It's not going to happen. Maybe you got to try to, appeal to what's left of his humanity, maybe, and be like, I'm sorry this has happened. I don't want any business with you. I just want this money. It's useless to you. I just want it, and I just want to leave. I mean, Zeus is consumed by rage at this point because his his queen's head has been taken and his undead baby's, well, even more undead. I don't know. That's the only way you could do it. Because, I mean, Dieter, he's not a fighter. He's not skilled with guns. He is a safe cracker. He's a locksmith, essentially, isn't he? So
could he crack the vault and the lock that is around Zeus's heart? Could Dieter make Zeus fall in love with him?
No. I think Dieter's best chance was when he threw Vanderheer or Vanderho into the vault. I thought Dieter was going to go in with him and pull the door shut. And it looks at one point as he's pulling the vault door shut that he's going to step inside the vault, and then he doesn't. He repositions himself. And I was thinking, no, just get in the vault as well and pull the door shut.
No, I think if he had gone in, I think because the face of the vault is quite smooth. So I think if he had stepped in to try and pull it shut, Zeus would have been strong enough to, with better leverage, get between the door and pull it back open. So he had to be there to block Zeus getting to the vault and push it closed firmly. I think if it'd taken that extra time, they both would have been more dead. Although that would have been better overall, because it would have contained the zombie infection to Vegas rather than letting it spread to other parts of the world. So yeah, the helicopter pilot, if she had not had that crisis of conscience and so she had just stayed, I know it's scary, there's a nuke coming towards you and you're torn between whether to stay or go. If she had just stayed, they'd all gotten on the helicopter and they would have been able to escape without Zeus jumping onto the choppy.
Or if when she did leave, she just decided to stay away.
She'd left properly.
Either way, she would have survived it. If she'd stayed there and picked them up, or if she had just left and not come back, she would have survived. But her indecisiveness to go away and then come back is what cost them her life, Batista's life.
Yeah, so be a proper dick or be proper cool.
Yeah, don't be caught in between. Make up your mind. Either be morally wrong and, live, or morally right and still live.
Yeah.
Don't be caught in between, though.
Exactly. I reckon, what do you think? Because there's that classic heist moment of getting the team together for the heist, and then the YouTube guy brings two people, and then one of the people's like, nah, I don't want anything to do with zombies, I'm out. Do you reckon he's killed off screen? Because I thought for sure that when he's walking out of the big warehouse that he was going to be shot by one of the business guy's henchmen, because he knows too much already. He knows that they're planning something and they're not meant to be going to Vegas. So I thought he was going to die, but then they just let him go.
I mean, I thought they might do something like he's going to go in a car and they were going to shoot him, but no, they let him go, don't they? They got more bigger fish to fry, essentially. They're not worried about what he's going to do. Also, I don't think he's the sort of person who's going to run off to the authorities and be like, look, they're going into Vegas, you got to stop them. I think he's just going to go back to making YouTube videos with some other people.
I think they probably know where he lives and they're going to smother him in his sleep, so...
I mean, that's also a chance as well, yeah. But I like the fact he turns up and he's like, they explain the plan, the guy's like, whoa, I didn't know we were going to be doing this. You're all going to die, I'm not going to do this. And he was right. Everybody in that room that went to Vegas did die.
Yeah, true. I can't wait for more zombies, Chris, doing more zombie army stuff.
That surprises me from you. I'm glad that you're finally seeing things from my point of view. Now I'll give you a list of all these other crap zombie films to watch.
No, just this zombie film. It's the only zombie film I'm excited for. Every other zombie film is probably crap. Chris, next week... that was a rather broad sweeping statement, but next week, another Netflix horror film, Run. You said it was good, so it's probably shit, but I'll find out next week.
I will have you know that Run is not as good as Army of the Dead, but Run is better than Resident Evil Apocalypse, so, you've got that.
That is a very low bar to jump over, Chris. That is not as high praise as you think it was. You can email us, wecouldssurvivethat@gmail.com, or tweet us at wecouldssurvive. Any fan theories on why there are robot zombies? Tell us. Tell us now. We want to know. Tell us. Robot zombies. We like them. Run next week. Chris, you can end the show there, please.
Well, thank you to everybody who's been listening to We Could Survive That, your weekly survivor guide to robbing Vegas. We're going to see you next week for Run. But until then, keep on surviving. Goodbye.